Stephen Jules Radio Show. Alright. What's going on, Wisdom? I'm back. Yeah, just feel so relaxed. I think now that I wanted to talk about our tax system in Australia. How it is pretty much overpriced and a rip-off as well. Basically, in Australia, our taxes are just absolutely fucked. I think that the government is taking way too much of your hard-earned money with your GST, sales tax. And you know, they just want too much money of your hard-earned money out there. And the thing is now, it's basically come to my conclusion that, especially cigarettes, alcohol, is just really ridiculously overpriced for those essential services. Now, I don't know why the government, Chris Manns, wants to ban vaping. Stupid laws coming in 2024. Where it seems to me that you got to understand it like this. For like essential services out there, like your food, water, clothing, electricity. I was up at my local cafe the other day, and basically, I asked one of the person. I said, "Is there a reason why food is so expensive? And will food prices go down in the future?" But not for a long time. Now, I hope they do go down. I hope petrol, cigarettes, alcohol, like in Sydney, just for a schooner now, you're paying nearly about $10, $11. It's just overpriced. Sydney has just become basically a rip-off. I can remember when a small cappuccino, for instance, I like small coffee. It was $3.50, I remember. Now if you add the almond milk, I think they used to still charge 50 cents extra for the almond milk. You're paying basically fucking at least $5 for a small cappuccino, a small coffee. I'm thinking, how come, Australia, so-called, we're supposed to be a rich nation, has gotten to a point where, you know, inflation got to the point where things just went up so crazy. I remember during March last year when inflation was around 5%. And it's like every year the government wants to bring in stupid laws so they can take advantage of Australians, like tobacco, for instance. They put plain packaging laws in Australia because they want people to quit smoking. I mean, bullshit. That's people aren't going to quit smoking. Look, I smoke cigars and I love my cigars. Okay, and you tell me that the always an excuse. They keep putting up the GST. The government just wants GST, more GST, which impacts more small businesses. And the sad thing is, when you keep on taxing people's businesses, they're going to go broke. So it seems like the government's just favouring corporations more. Although ACMA did tell Coles and Woolworths to drop their prices over Christmas, and I would hope they keep their prices down. Because, like I said, I mean, unfortunately, this world is revolved around money. I mean, for instance, I went to the cricket, right? At the Sydney Cricket Ground, I think I paid for a large chips was about nearly $10 just for a large chips. I think was it large or small? Oh, that would be about right. For a small coffee, I paid with the almond milk roughly $6.80. It could have been because see, when you go to like any sporting event, they always jack the prices up. It was always like that. If you're buying a Canadian Club, just for a can of Canadian Club at Accor Stadium, $13. I mean, that's a rip-off. So I don't know where Australia's going ahead, and you got doctors now, GPs are not really, some are doing mixed billing. If you do hold a pension card, or I think some practices a veteran's card, you get bulk billed, which is good because we need bulk billing. Um, Now, it's quite sad that Albo promised it would be cheaper to go to the doctor, but, well, right now it'll start to add up for Australians who don't want to pay to see the doctor. They want Medicare, and I will always support Medicare. Medicare is something to have gratitude for. But, the economy is the economy, and it's something that I cannot control. It's like I get very angry when the government wants to regulate everything. Speaking about healthcare, I mean, previous under ScoMo, used to be able to get 10 sessions covered by Medicare to see a psychologist, psychiatrist, which is an essential service, and people need that help. But since they cut the funding of your hard-earned taxpayers' money, it just upsets me. It really just upsets me. Like, we have another COVID strain coming around. That's the vaccines aren't keeping up with it, and the spike proteins in this virus just keep mutating and changing all the time. So I think that we've tried our best to live with it. We've tried our best to get vaccinated. I've had my 5th booster shot. But, you just gotta move on in life. I've had to learn that I can't be getting scared, or you can't be a hypochondriac being scared and worried about every single disease out there. You get nowhere. Now just think about that. I certainly believe that we've got to start asking questions and getting our questions answered from politicians. They keep bringing in stupid laws every year, making things more complicated than they are, taking away freedom, taxing, creating higher taxes. Well, it's not just that, it's because of the COVID debt too. That's had to make up for the borrowed money that Australia's had, especially in Melbourne, and how much all those lockdowns cost businesses thousands of dollars. Especially a small business that has had to close its doors and not be able to trade anymore. So it's important that we keep supporting our small businesses and small tobacconists, our tobacconist stores out there, TSG tobacconists, because they're much better than corporations. Because for years I thought, oh yeah, Coles and Woolies were very cheap, but did we see that they did price gouge their products during inflation and jack their prices up to the point where essential items were just becoming a rip-off with the cost of living? I don't understand the cost of living, because every year apparently it just goes up. Oh, this is the whole world that's impacted. And your wages, if you're on welfare, pension, doesn't just stays the same. Now, apparently the welfare is gonna go up as well, but is it enough to cover your basic living expenses? This is what I'm not happy with Sydney, and the way Sydney has become just so expensive. People are leaving. It's because rent is too expensive. Again, beer is just overpriced in the city. Like if you go around the Rocks, I even remember before the pandemic around the Rocks area, it was always at least $10 for a schooner. And yeah, it would definitely send you broke, because you just can't keep affording to pay like that. But it seems to me that the Australian dollar's always been weak against the US. The US dollar is the one that's very powerful of the economy. So I would hope to see inflation go down to 2 to 3%. Even 1% would be nice. I really wish that venues like stadiums would stop this cashless venue bullshit, because it's just stupid. Like, I asked the lady at the cafe, I said, why are you guys are cashless, not taking cash? Oh, it goes against our policy and terms and conditions. So it's just, I don't know. I'm fed up. The other alternative is just don't buy there and eat somewhere else at a pub. Drink your beer at the pub, but it's good that at least the venues, they let you take water. I mean, water's essential. I've seen places where they price gouge a bottle of water as well, which is not good. Um, yeah, that's just how it is. This is the Labor government for Australia now. This is what you, the voters, voted Albo in, and this is what we've gotten. Same as Joe Biden, the same problem. Immigrants basically crossing the border of the United States, getting all welfare benefits, taking away people's jobs because they're willing to work for less than you. Because, yeah, Robert Kiyosaki saw it coming. He said, you're going to be, you're competing to work a job, and someone's willing to work for less than you. And it's true. You could read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or Cash Flow Quadrant. I always thought for years I had to be an employee. Like, to be rich, you got to work 9 to 5, get good grades to get a good job. But I'm proud to be a content creator, an entrepreneur. I'm proud of myself. I do what I love doing. From my experience, I've tried 500 times to get a job, and I only succeeded at one. So it goes to show my track record is not very good. I'm happy to have my own company, Shields Productions, and the Stephen Shields radio show. And amazing opportunities will happen in the future. Look at, already hit 500 episodes of the podcast. I've got 1,000 YouTube videos now. You can actually listen to the podcast on YouTube. On my channel, you can listen to it, which is pretty cool now. YouTube let creators use their RSS feed for their podcast, which is nice. But, we all have challenges. And I wanted to say that, I do talk a lot about rejection in this business, because you do get rejected. Everyone's going to get rejected at some point, but it's how we overcome the rejection. I've learned to not let it get to me. What I've also had to learn is to be gentle on myself. You cannot take it personally. You can't take business personally. Because if you do, you become a wreck. And you don't want to become a wreck. You want to be in this for the long term, not the short term. I I do this because I love it. And this is why I'm here. This is what I do. Because, when you believe in yourself, guys, that's very important, to believe in yourself and not having self-doubt. You find things just open up for you as well, which is good. And so now for me, going ahead, look, I enjoy my cigars. I just don't like it when the government want to fucking keep taxing shit like that to encourage people to quit. People aren't going to quit. Plain packaging laws don't even work. That's bullshit. There are doctors and politicians out there that are smoking. Good for them. Although I can understand I don't know how. I'm going to be honest. I do not know how teenagers are able to get their hands on vapes. I mean, as young as 13, getting addicted, that's not good. And they should not be smoking vapes. They should not be vaping. I don't know who's supplying it, but that's not right. That is breaking the law as well. But I just want to be happy. Alright? I would hope in the future that Australia can legalise cannabis for everyone. Legally, of course, if they, like some parts of America, you can literally buy weed, and I think, I don't know if you need a doctor's script, but I would hope they legalise it here. This is my opinion. I think it has health benefits, CBD. But this is Australia. Welcome to Country as well. Look, I don't have an issue with Welcome to Country, but it is getting a bit repetitive. I don't see a need for Welcome to Country at a sports event, because it kind of just brings politics into sport. And when we had the referendum last year, and Australia voted no, and that was a good idea to vote no, and I supported no. I voted no. If that had gone through, that would have divided our nation, and I believe would have just made things really complicated and awkward. If sport, I keep saying this, keep on bringing politics in, people are just going to tune out because they don't want politics involved in sport. I wish they'd stop. If they could stop Welcome to Country, I think that would be good. I think that sport was designed to be entertainment, and it's like Albo, who, going around to the PNG. Look, I hope to see more NRL teams expand in the competition. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be fantastic to see that. We could have more teams in the future being brought in, because it'll be great for the game. But as long as this year's season is not going to be all this hip drop tackle drama and sin bins and referees blowing six agains and playing with their whistle, especially one in general he loves his whistle. And sending players off just for a minor high tackle, putting them on report for stupid penalties. Like, come on, this is stupid. I don't know with the NRL, but it seems they just change the rules every year. And I said to Sean, I said, why is the NRL changing the rule book every year? Like, Peter V'landys as well saying, a player can't jump to catch the ball and all this because it's going to cause too many player injuries. I don't know. It's like in cricket as well. Like, yeah, short pitch bowling, it can be dangerous. And yes, if a batsman cops a hit in the helmet, they normally do get the physio out there to have a look at the helmet and inspect it, which is good. But I noticed, like, in cricket as well, like, in Test cricket especially, this is what I'm not happy about. This bad light situation going on in Test cricket. Like, a game to be caught, like in Sydney, that was called off due to bad light at 2 p.m. in the afternoon when I could see properly. And the day before, it was the same conditions, or actually on day one, they had the floodlights on, and the umpires called bad light, and they didn't even check the light meter. Now, you explain to me, the ICC, that they have a pink ball. They brought in the day-night test match for a reason, to be played in the night time with the pink ball. Okay. What's happened to the day-night test matches? Why aren't they playing the day-night test matches? As Shane Warne, I think he said a few years ago, due to the bad light problem, you could swap it with a pink ball and just play it with a pink ball and finish off the session with a pink ball. There is nothing wrong with changing the ball pink to keep the game going. Players are under so much pressure out there to perform, score runs, take wickets, and the spin bowlers that day said we wanted the bowl spin for the rest of the afternoon, and so they could have. Quite love spin bowling. It's entertainment. None of the batsmen complained that they had a hard time seeing the ball. It's delaying the game, it slows the game, it puts the game back overs, and then they have to make up for it the next day. So they've got to start early to make up for those overs lost during those days when the umpire calls it off because of bad light. Get the pink ball out and play cricket. All right. That's why they brought in the day-night test match, for a reason, to play day-night test cricket. So why aren't they playing more day-night test cricket to solve the bad light problem? Now you tell me. The ICC needs to do something, because that's just what it is. That's Test cricket. That's the problems with Test cricket. It's always been like that. Bad light comes into play, and unfortunately they have to go off. And to see if it's a one-dayer, well, they'll still be out if the light gets bad, because they play with a white ball, but they have the pink ball to help stop that. Just get a pink ball and keep playing. I don't see an issue with changing the pink ball to keep play going, because players are under a lot of pressure to play cricket. But is a sport in Australia. I don't like it too when, especially you watch footy, referees delaying the game, holding up the game, slowing the game down, blowing stupid penalties, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, making up excuses, sin bins as well. I mean, I think footy, you know, if they keep on, yeah, fucking around, people just get the shits. So what happens with these cashless venues when your FPOS is all down? And this could happen, like we saw with Optus, who was out for 12, 13 hours, and small businesses, they had to get cash. So you tell me, when one day your systems go down, what are you going to do? Now, seriously, tell me. But obviously, that's my rant, of course, because I will always support cash in businesses because businesses need cash to keep growing. We need cash, not a cashless society. That's just control. And like for the Commonwealth Bank, for instance, to ask my own grandmother ID or to verify a signature just to withdraw her own money is ridiculous. It's obviously recorded. The banks have you on the system. They know who you are. Every time you come and withdraw your own money, it's recorded. So what more identification do they want to start controlling people? It's not just grandma, obviously. I get asked for identification when I have to go for a meeting with the manager at the bank. But to withdraw my own money, that's just ridiculous. That's control. And that to me says that, hey, this is just not right for the Commonwealth Bank to be doing this to people. And it's intimidating. You know, when you've got your bills to pay and senior citizens, they don't want to be using direct debit or credit card or online payments. And you think that the bank's trying to talk in the direct debit. You say no because it's just control. That's all it is. So right now, for me, it's I mean, I guess that's my rant of the day, of course. Basically, I'm just yeah, fed up of yeah, not yeah, getting treated with dignity and respect. And the bank should be treating customers with respect and giving a good service and not intimidating customers out there. I mean, this is all banks, of course. Um, Again, it's just control. That's all they want is control to put fear in you as well. So now it's time for us, Australians, wherever you are, to stand up and basically say enough's enough. What can we do as well? But this is This is obviously our Australia. This is what, this is what we've become. And I don't know the future of our country, where it's going to go. But if we can vote Albo out, it would be better. And if we can have a better, cheaper economy, it would be wonderful. Because, we need the economy to be cheaper, like it was at one stage. It was much easier to buy goods and services. But, I believe now that if we can just get our points across, and I'm fed up too of wanting to basically take control, and I mean that control in a way, because you look at it like this. They've always got an excuse. The telcos as well. They've always got an excuse to not give you a good service, especially Telstra. And I believe that Telstra can just get fucked, because ripping off people, telcos ripping people off, not helping customers during financial hardships, but yet they're the first ones to always want the bill at the end of the month and not give a good service. There's been thousands of complaints with Telstra. I mean, it just needs to stop. People have a right to have a service. And this footy country, it's all bullshit with Telstra. But that's what's going on. Now it's a time where we stand up for our rights against the telcos. But look, that's all from me today, guys. Please subscribe to the podcast. Share any of your favourite episodes on your social media. Bye for now.